Hello everyone. So we're doing another stitch with me, and today we're working on the pandas again. So I did get okay. I adapted for the mistake. And so now I'm back on track, getting things worked out. So I'd like to maybe get a good chunk of the grass done today, so I can get on to the pandas, because we know that's, that's the real fun there. So I hope everybody else has been having a good week. This has been, so I'm filming on a Saturday, even though I'm going to put it up on a Wednesday. And the week has been a little crazy. So my grandmother has been in the hospital. Of course, it's the first 2 weeks of school, so that's been crazy. Trying to make the camera focus on what I want it to focus on. So it's been crazy. I have not had a lot of crafting time. It's just, it is what it is. Hopefully it will slow down. I have a lot of crafting I want to do. I'm really trying to make sure that I do some cross stitch every week at this point, because I don't want to get back to not doing it. I think I'm going to try a different camera for this, but I need to get a different tripod. I've been using my webcam just because it's a little easier to maneuver, but I think I'm going to get one of the smaller tripods and use one of my better cameras, because I don't like the lack of focus. It's not focusing where I want it to. So the cameras are easier to deal with. So there's that. So yeah, it's been a really pretty good first 2 weeks of school. We've done 2 labs last week. So it's a great start to the year. I'm pretty happy. And Monday we have open house. So, which is another reason why I am doing this on a Saturday, because open house goes from 5 to 7, and then you have to clean up, and so I won't get home until probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. And yeah, that will make for a long week. Thankfully, next weekend is Labor Day, so I'll have some recuperation time, which will be good. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try a different tripod setup. Because it's just not focusing correctly. But so anyway, yeah, the kids we planted corn and beans, and then on Thursday they did a Skittles lab, which is just basically practicing graphing and data collection. Just a basic, get them into the habit of following lab procedures again. So they enjoyed it quite a bit. So that was good. And then Monday we're going to start the real stuff, which is more fun for me. So, but I gotta plan my lessons. And I'm starting to think Christmas presents, which is way too late. I have way too many Christmas presents to be dealing with, to be waiting until the end of August to decide to start on them. But it is what it is, so that's also limits my stitching time, because there's just no way I can cross stitch fast enough to get Christmas presents out. And I mostly stitch for myself and my own enjoyment, so mostly knit and crochet for my own enjoyment as well, but I am more apt to do things for the kids. So I made quite a few hats 2 years ago, and I think this year I am going to make some fingerless mitts for the kids, or mittens. At least one of my nieces has to walk to school in the morning, so, and she still likes the handmade stuff, and the high schoolers are a little bit harder to please, but I can do it. So I've got a couple patterns I think I'm going to look into. I've got one for the boys that's more chainmail-y looking. I just have to get some gray yarn, and that's easy enough. And then we'll go from there. I also am thinking about doing a dragon scale looking one for one of my nieces who's into dragons and sharks, and, well, she says she likes sharks, but she's definitely into dragons. So there's that. All right. Mark off my pattern so that I don't have the problem I had the other night again. Really prefer not to have to deal with that again. It only took me about a half an hour to get it sorted. So it's not the worst. And it's definitely not like I unpicked everything and restarted. I just went, okay, what do I need to do to make this work? And I went from there. So that's kind of where I went. And I definitely can see that I will be, I'm really feeling Halloween, so I might be pulling out a fall or a Halloween piece. So, but that'll probably, well, I might do it. Well, no, I know if I take cross, because we're going to the drive-in tonight. We're going to go see a double feature of Grease and Twister. And if I take a cross stitch, I'm going to take Pirate Santa so I can work on him. Maybe out a little bit. So I'm going to, yeah, I want to work on Pirate Santa because I'd like to get it finished and framed. I need to finish a few pieces to hang in my collage, but I just haven't gotten around to that yet. So that's another project. My students have already asked if I'm going to decorate for Halloween, and I said, sure, if you guys are going to come in and help. And then they asked me if I'd give them service learning hours for it. No. If you helped me clean, yes. Decorate? No. So they said they would, and I got a totally cute string of lights that's Nightmare Before Christmas that I'm going to put at the top of my bulletin board, or my whiteboard for Halloween. Spent way too much money on it, but I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and I know several of my students like it. They always comment because I have Nightmare Before Christmas lanyards that I wear. I actually need to switch it out to a new one, because I've worn this one for a while and I'm ready to switch to one of my other ones. But yeah, the kids really enjoy that. And I have quite a few Halloween decorations. And thankfully, if you're a little crafty and frugal, the dollar store is a great place to get some stuff. So I'm sure we can get the room all nice and Halloweened up. So but we won't even start that until for another couple weeks at least. So that's on the agenda. All right, give me my thread. Thank you. And I'm debating for open house, because my room is pretty well set up. I just need to, I want to do some class pets, because I teach biology. And I want some, I don't want the normal pet. I want the unusual. So, planning to go out today and look. I know what I want. I'm going to take my snake in, because that was always the purpose when I bought her. And now she's big enough. My intention was to bring her in this year, so she's going to go in on Monday. I just need to make sure I have proper clips for her cage to secure it. And then I also want to I would like to get a lizard of some sort, and I'm not going to take my crocodile skink in, because I think a classroom would not be quite the right setting for him. He would just hide all the time and the kids would never see him. And they don't like to be handled that much. So that would be putting the animal under a lot of stress. And I'm not about that. So I need to look for a lizard. And I'd taken my Beardy, but they require special lights, and that's more upkeep than I think I want to try and do at school. And they require a larger tank, and again, then I'd have to haul it in and set it up, and then at the end of the year I have to bring it home, and that's a lot of work. So I'm going to look for a different type of a reptile, and I'm also thinking about getting a tarantula. Now, the problem with that is I don't really do bugs well. More than 4 legs, I'm not a fan. I'm fine with the snakes. I'm fine with all that stuff. I'm not a big bug fan. And I have to feed the bugs to my other pets. So, matter of fact, I gotta go get some more bugs for my skinky. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit larger bug. So, but I think that while I am not a huge spider fan, I also understand their importance in the environment. And I generally try not to harm them. I just stay out of their way. And, you know, and at this point, in Invert Zoo a few years ago, we were raising them as part of our lab grade. So every week we were feeding them and cleaning their little containers and all that good jazz, and weighing them. So I don't have a problem doing it. And I think I can get over my irritation, or my dislike of handling them, or at least enough to keep their cages clean, because they're an animal that you look at. You don't really play with them as such. But I want one that's very docile, and I would like to find a small one so that my students can watch them grow. And that's the big thing, is I want one that they can watch it grow. And see, more of the life cycle and the molting, and get used to it. So that's kind of my goal. I had the most amazing biology teacher. His classroom was full of pets. And it wasn't just, it was, he didn't have like the cute cuddly stuff. He had the stuff that people are afraid of, and you saw it every day. And I grew up scared of snakes because everybody else in my family was scared of snakes. And after his biology class and then his zoology class, I had a vastly different perspective on these animals, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to inspire in my students. If you don't see it outside of maybe a pet store or a zoo, that it's different than being able to see it up close and see it every day and see its personality. And it's not like a human personality. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that they have their own behaviors and their characteristics, and they're so interesting. Even the spiders and the scorpions. I'm not doing a scorpion. I have lines. No, it's not. Not doing a centipede. I'm not doing cockroaches. No. I can handle a spider. I have hermit crab. I'm thinking about taking one of those in, but I would have to get a different setup, because right now I have one hermit crab in a 20-gallon tank, and I'm not taking all that in. So that's something I have to figure out what I want to do with, and I haven't quite got there yet. Baby steps. It's my first year teaching biology. It's my first year in a real science room. Last year I had no place to put anything, and this year I have a lot more space. So, and the students are super interested. I told them I was bringing in the snake. They're super interested in for the most part, some of the kids are a little apprehensive, but most of them are super interested. And we're not going to make a big deal out of it. But I think it'll be really cool for the kids to see and experience. And they need, I mean, that's part of what school is about, is new experiences. So that's my goal. If I can get around to it and get it done. And I'd like to get a lot of these endangered species pictures done at some point and put them in my classroom. So, but you know, one thing at a time. I already have one cross stitch I should be doing for my classroom, but I haven't got there yet. I haven't felt the urge to start it. And I kind of am in the mood to do one for my grandmother. But again, there's no way I'll get it done anytime soon, so I'm kind of like, okay, let's just stitch on something that I enjoy and can relax with, and we'll go from there. So that's what I'm doing. I love the pandas. They're totally cute. And this fabric is super cute. So I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet, but I will. But first things first, I got to get it stitched. And it's getting there. I'm getting closer to Panda Butt. Probably won't get to it today, but you know, a little bit at a time. Gets a little boring stitching on one color, which is why these things always end up getting put away and rotated out. But right now, the thought of getting to Panda and actually being able to stitch on the Panda is motivating me to keep going. But Halloween is starting to call. I don't know how long I can resist that urge. I'm going to have to look at the ones I have started and decide which one I want to work on. So that's kind of how I do it, a little bit at a time. So yeah. Okay. Again, I should mark off what I've done. Otherwise, I'm going to make another mistake. Okay, that was really bad marking. Trying to mark on a tablet that's moving, not such a good idea. Pull the tablet. Hey, that's so much better. There we go. That makes this better. How many more rows do I have till I get to Panda? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows. Yeah, that's not going to happen today. But we'll see. I apparently have talked myself out. I have a sore throat. Well, only a little one. Doesn't help that I'm drinking iced coffee, and the milk, it just is not the greatest for that. But shall keep going. Because I have a goal. I would really want to get some work on this one done. Be really happy to get to the pandas. Alright, I think I am going to call this good, and I will talk to you next week. Have a good week. Bye now.